superstar. Today I want to talk to you about one of my most favorite techniques that really helps with mindset and limiting beliefs and those type of things. It's called EFT, the emotional freedom technique. I was introduced to EFT back in 2013. I started an EFT certification course. Unfortunately, didn't really finish it, but now I'm in the process of actually finishing my certification process because over the years it really has had such an immense impact on me and helping me overcome a lot of the challenge that I had. So today I really would like to kind of introduce you to EFT. So if you don't really know about what EFT is, it's a tapping strategy. You're tapping on certain meridians of your body to really release all the negative energies, limiting beliefs, anything that holds a negative charge, because anything that has happened to you in the past still holds a negative charge in your body, in your core, in your cellularly memory. Can't never say that word. But basically, these are the things that can really hold you back in your business, in your life, in relationships, even with money. If you are in the entrepreneur world, in the coaching world, I'm pretty sure you've heard other people talking about money blueprint. What is your money blueprint? What is a money blueprint? Basically, a money blueprint is the story that you hold around money. So let's say when you were a kid, your parents always said, no, we can't afford that. This is too expensive. We're broke. We don't have the money for that. You basically grew up having a lack mindset around money. So now when you're in business and you want to make big bucks, you want to make a lot of money, and you're doing all this work, and all of a sudden, no clients. No money. You have a little, a few dollars here and there coming in, but you don't make the money that you think you really want. And that's because your internal dialogue. It's because the story that you grew up with. Your parents always said, we don't have the money, we're broke, we can't afford it. And you basically, like I said, you grew up learning that money, there's always a lack of money. It is very hard to make money. You have to work very hard to make just a little bit money, and maybe even if you do work hard, it's never gonna be enough. That is your money story, and you need to really release your negative energies around your money story and really reprogram your mind to a more positive, a wealth conscious mindset around money. So you need to change your story around. But how can you do that? Yes, you can work on, I'm going to forget it. I'm going to focus on affirmations and, positive thinking and those type of things. But the problem is it still stays with you deep inside of you. And there are a lot of different strategies out there that can help you with having a better mindset around money. And it's really about reprogramming your mind. That's the key. It's really reprogramming your mind. And what has helped me tremendously over the years, not just with my money story, but also with a lot of other fears, was really EFT. You can use EFT in so many different ways. And let's look at what are the biggest challenge that most entrepreneurs have is the internal dialogue, is fears. Fears around money, fears about not being good enough, fears about maybe being rejected, being judged. If you're putting something out there, people will judge you. So let's say you're creating an online course or you're creating a video like this. People might judge me. People that see this video might not like what I say. They might not like how I act. So people could judge me. I really tapped out the fear of being judged with EFT. The fear of being judged was never really that big of a challenge for me, but it was like rejection, being rejected. I often got rejected when I was a kid, and then throughout my life, I was often rejected from friends, from boyfriends, husbands. I was always rejected. People didn't like who I was. Oftentimes, like when I first got here, people said I sound rude. I'm German. That's how we talk. I never meant to be rude, but people rejected me. People rejected me for who I am. So when I first started in business, it really held me back because I always thought, well, if I talk to someone, who am I that they're going to be paying me? Why would they work with me? I'm not an expert yet. I'm not good enough yet. So these was really my biggest challenges. And I know a lot of other entrepreneurs, they have that challenge. They don't feel good enough. Especially if you're just starting out, you're wondering, well, how can I help someone if I'm not even successful yet, if I don't have a lot of clients yet? When I first started out, I had a coach who actually told me, how can you coach business if you're not even successful yet? How can you coach people on getting clients if you don't even have clients yet? that took me a very long time to kind of get over it, because I was like, well, it's kind of right. So I really used a lot of EFT to help me get through that, because I really had to realize that, yes, maybe at that point I didn't have a lot of clients, but the things that I was coaching people on, I was an expert in. Creating landing pages, creating websites, creating systems, creating strategies. That was my specialty. So it was, I really had to overcome that fear. But even though I was always rejected in the past, it still held me back. And even what she had said, what that coach had told me, was still in the back of my mind anytime I was talking to a potential client. And the problem with that is, when your internal dialogue is like, well, I don't think they're going to work with me, they probably can't afford me, or anything like that, even though you might have the big smile on your face, you are putting out that energy. People can pick up on it. And if you have that problem where you get more no's than a yes from potential clients, it could possibly be because of your internal dialogue. So just think about your last conversation that you had with a potential client. What was your internal dialogue? When you were going through the whole closing part of your presentation, your consultation, your complimentary session, what were your thoughts? Did you think, oh yes, I'm going to be working with that person, it's going to be awesome? Or did you think, oh, I don't know if they actually want to work with me, they might not have the money? Just think about it. What was your internal dialogue? And once you realize that, it will also help you really shift your mindset. But like I said, EFT is really an amazing tool to overcome all of those limiting beliefs. Really tapping out the limiting beliefs, tapping into good, and really shifting your mindset around. This is why I also incorporate that now into my business, because it's one thing having really great systems and strategies in place, and I actually experienced that personally. You can have all the systems and strategies out there, and they can be really, really good. You invest a lot of time and effort into it, and they would be working. They're working for everyone else, but they're not working for you. And it could really be because of your internal dialogue. Because even if you create, let's say, a lead magnet, or you're putting anything out there, if you are questioning what other people might think of that, or if you're questioning if it's going to be good enough, it holds that negative vibration, it holds that negative energy, and you are not going to get the results. So even though you might be doing everything exactly how all these other gurus are doing it, having all these systems in place, but if your internal dialogue is not correct, if you have those limiting beliefs, those fears that people might judge you, that you might not be good enough, that people might reject what you're doing, you are basically closing the door on anything that wants to come your way because of your internal dialogue. So that's why focusing on personal development, focusing on really shifting your mindset around, having more of a wealth conscious mindset will really help you move forward. And this is really why I incorporate EFT into my business, because so far I was always just using it on my own, or friends, family, but I had not really incorporated it into my business until I really realized that, I can help my clients at a much deeper level if I incorporate EFT mindset work, and not just the technical aspects, not just the systems and strategies. And it's really been amazing, because we all have those limiting beliefs one way or another. Even people who already make 6-7 figures, they have those limiting beliefs too. Because any change is uncomfortable, and any step up, let's say you want to step up your business. Let's say you're already making 6 figures in your business, and now you want to take your business to a 7-figure income. Money stories are going to come up. Money blocks are going to come up. Like, is it really possible for you to make that? Can you really make it? How is your life going to change once you make that 7-figure income? So all the stuff that comes up can also really hold you back from getting to where you want to be. Right now, if you don't make a lot of money, if you maybe don't make even 5 figures a month, if you're only making a few dollars here and there, really think about, what is your money story? What is your internal dialogue? Do you question your ability to really help people? Do you think maybe you're not good enough? Maybe people don't want to work with you. Maybe the people that you're talking to, they're all just broke. They don't want to work with you. They just want to barter with you. What is your internal dialogue? And really write all that stuff down, and then really figure out a way to reprogram your mind. Use EFT if you give it a try. If you've never given it a try, I highly suggest trying it out. You can actually look it up on YouTube to see how it's done. It looks a little funky. It looks a little weird. but it is very, very powerful. Even if you're having a really bad day and you're in a really emotional state, even crying, nervous breakdown, or anything like that, you can actually tap out that negative charge so you can breathe again, so you can step out of that overwhelm, that fear, that anxiety. You can really do so much with that. I highly suggest working with someone that actually knows how to do it, because there is a technique around EFT. You want to really dig deep and figure out what is really the cause, deep down the cause that's really holding you back. You might think, oh yeah, I'm afraid of being rejected, but where does it come from? Where does the underlying problem really comes from? It could be something that happened to you when you were a baby. It can be something that happened to you when you're a teenager. But you need to really, when you work with an expert, it can really help you figure out what is the underlying cause, and then tap around that. Because if you're only tapping on the above the surface problem, it's really just a band-aid, and it's going to resurface because you never really solved or took the negative charge out of the root cause. So with that said, if you would like to give it a try, like I said, look it up on YouTube to kind of get an idea of what it is. Find an expert that can really help you really with the tapping. If you would like to have a session with me, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to have an EFT session with you and help you break through your challenging times, break through the fears that you might be having, and really help you step up your games, take your business to the next level. But like I said, this video was really just to introduce you to EFT. So if you have never experienced EFT, it's definitely something I highly suggest. It has helped a lot of entrepreneurs out there. So many people are now using EFT because they've seen the big value in utilizing EFT to really reprogram your mind, to let go of all the negative. Like I said, it has changed my life. I'm so grateful that I have come across EFT, and now that I'm actually incorporating it into my business, it's like a daily routine for me now. I do EFT almost daily, and especially whenever I have like a hard moment. The other day, for example, I tapped on making calls. I was feeling a little uncomfortable making cold calls. I tried that, and it actually worked. So you should definitely give it a try. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I hope I searched your interest, or kind of inspired you to maybe take a look at EFT, giving it a try. I don't think you're gonna regret it. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon.